Hola. Somebody said they liked my pelo like this. Entonces, pelo loco. Así es. All right. Les voy a explicar este Story Jumper. ¿Qué es Story Jumper? ¿Qué es Story Jumper? Story Jumper is a way to escribir un libro. We need a libro. This isn't a libro. This is a cuaderno. But we're going to escribir a libro. All right? A libro about the rutina diaria de alguien, of someone, but no yo. No yo. All right? So we're going to create a 6-page book in Story Jumper. I think we should make it 5. What do you think? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 6, we're going to count the título. All right? The first página, el título. All right, so the very first thing is we need to get into Story Jumper. So I attached a link for you to log into Story Jumper. You're going to go here, you're going to click login, and you're going to sign in with Google. Click on your school email, and ta-da! You're going to have all of these. Well, you're not going to have this. You're going to be in a class. And I created a Story Jumper book already. I just got to find it. So you're going to create your own book. Now, if you want to edit your book, you need to click edit. All right? So you start a book, start escribiendo un libro. Okay. So a little bit about this libro. I'm going to explain poquitito. So first thing is you got your título, which is right here. You're going to say la rutina diaria de, and then we could talk about multiple different people. Who could we talk about? We could talk about mi amigo, a family member, so it could be hermano or hermana or hermanita, like if it's your little sister, or hermanito, or your pet, una mascota, if you wanted to talk about un perro o un gato. You can talk about either of them. And possibly a favorite character. I don't know. So, we've got our título, la rutina diaria de, and then you're going to put the person or the pet or family member's name right here on the front cover. And then you can add a picture or change the color of your book if you choose to your liking. All right? You're going to put your name on the cover of the book so that shows who the author is. I wonder if Senor Ash did that. Let's see. Por Senor Ash. That's what I would write. Por Senor Ash, by Senor Ash. Excelente. So I did this. La rutina diaria de Roku. Roku es mi perro. He's mi perro. This is not Roku. I tried to get some fotos de Roku, but they were hard to get in here. So I decided, no voy a hacerlo así. All right. I'm not going to do it that way. Story Jumper book. We go here. All right. We're on to número 3. After we got our title and the autor on there. Now, before you get working on your storyboard book, we need to conjugate our verbs. Conjugate our verbs and find out how we're going to write these sentences so we can then just add them to the book. I want you to do the writing on the paper primero, first. That's for my class. I don't know about Señorita Guerrero and Señor Albert. So we're going to be using reflexive verbs in the he, she form. You can also use other reflexive verbs if you'd like, some other verbs to describe their rutina diaria. Here is an example. If we have cepillarse el pelo, well, I need to cepillarme el pelo. Yeah, necesito cepillarme el pelo. But somebody else is going to be brushing their hair. So we need to say person or the animal or the thing's name. For me, it's going to be Roku. And then what do we do with our se? The se goes in front. So the se is going to move to the front. So now we have se cepillar. And then we need to conjugate cepillar in the he, she form, which means drop off the AR ending, smash that, tear it away, and add the a, which is the ending for he, the el, ella, ella, usted form of cepillar. AR verbs end in a. Then we got el pelo. All right, so we're going to do that for each one of these verbs. Or if you chose some other verbs, you're going to write those ones here as well. All right, next, we need to add a time. So we're going to add the time that you complete them. And I think you should try and maybe do 3 por la mañana, in the mañana, and then dos por la noche. All right. So you'll put the nombre, you'll take all the stuff that you had up ahead, up there, and put it here. So you have Roku se cepilla el pelo. And then you need at the time. A las 7:15 de la mañana. At 7, quarter after 7. 7:15 de la mañana. Or de la noche if we're talking about night. All right, when we have our sentences all good, I want to see them. I want to see them and be like, okay, these sentences look great. You're ready to escribir your libro. You are not going to be using Google to copy and paste a long random sentence into your storyboard book. That is no bueno, muy malo. All right, copy and paste these. Then, after you get it confirmed es bueno from Senor Resh, you'll put it into your storyboard book. You should have 5 pages and 1 sentence on each slide, at least 1 picture of each page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should have 5 sentences. All right, so here's mine. The way you can add in some things, like most things are going to be props. So if you want to look up dog or gato or perro, you can look up these things and then you click them and drag them and you can pop them in there. And then you have to click and delete because you don't want that in there. All right. You can also add scenes for your background. So if we want that as our background, we just click it. Now, if there's a good way to click undo because I don't like that one, you just click that. Or you want to put them in a little casita, so you'll click that button. Next, you can go to the next page's dedication page. Doesn't matter if it says dedication page. Or you could delete that page, possibly. All right, so here are some of my sentences. Roku se despierta a las 5 de la mañana. All right, it's hard to add photos unless you have your own photos. Possibly you can use your own photos from your computer. That would work. Or you just use props. If you need to add a text box, you can click these, click and drag, paste them in there, and then you have these sentences. Mine is muy básico, muy básico. I think it could be much, much better, but I just started writing these ones about Roku. All right? If you guys have questions, you can just feel it out most of the time. You are almost all mejor que nosotros, los maestros. You're better than us at figuring some of these little things out on these websites like Canva and YouTube and TikTok. Entonces, gracias and buena suerte. Don't forget to like and subscribe.